Hey there, it's Diane Banks, radio personality and voiceover talent in Chicago, on Twitter every day at Diane_Banks. Come on over and say hi. Also at voice123.com/Diane Banks. My voice demo is there. If you're hiring radio or voiceover talent, let's talk. The links to get in touch with me are right under the video too. But today we're talking about the changes in musicals. So whether you go to a lot of Broadway shows or you go to musicals and theater in your hometown before they go to Broadway, they are seeing big changes, like audiences having a huge decision in whether they make it up or not, make it to the big time, dialing up a hit. TVs, movies, politics have been doing this dial testing, they call it, for a long time. There you can see these two women have a dial in their hand that they're doing the testing on this one Broadway to be show. But now they're starting to bring it to theater. A lot of people don't like it. Some people do. Maybe if you got to do one of these, you might think it was cool. But basically how it works is this. They give you this dial while you're sitting in the audience, like these two ladies here. This, by the way, was in Portland. They were testing a show called Somewhere in Time, heading to Broadway. The producer, Ken Davenport, did this study, and this, by the way, is from the New York Times. So there you see them getting ready to talk about a show and test it out. But anyway, so this, if you dialed over this way to the red, it means you hate this part of the play. And this happens in real time and continuously throughout, so they can know what you think every second of the play, again, for better or worse. If you're going toward the middle, the X, it means you're neutral about that part of the play. And obviously, if you're over here all the way by the smiley in the green go section, it means you love this part of the play. So that's how that works. And then actually, this is kind of interesting too. This shows you the data that Davenport and one of his writers are looking at during the play while it's going. The two of them are taking a look at the data that's coming in. And so, in other words, the people are in the audience dialing away. Here, obviously, they hit at some point within the show where they thought something was funny or smart or cute or touching or whatever. But they said, based on what they saw, they will probably make changes right away to some of the dialogue and things before it ever gets over to Broadway. But one of the things I thought was interesting in this article, and now this is somebody who doesn't like the idea. He is a longtime Broadway producer, Tony Award winner. He says, did Michelangelo ask dial testers, do you like this part of David's leg? Did Beethoven ask, was the second movement too dull? This is scary. Do we want to test market Broadway until it becomes like a theme park? But, you know, the other side of that equation is you could say, in a lot of ways, Broadway kind of is a theme park already. There's a lot of Disney shows on Broadway. It's changed a lot from the days when theater people used to go to a lot of Broadway shows. It's mass marketed and changed a lot the way movies have. So it is in the hands of these two and the other people that were in the audience. One of the other things, too, I thought was interesting. I didn't know this. Maybe you did. But on the side of going for the dial testing, they said only 25% of Broadway shows make a profit. That means 75% of the shows lose money, and the lowest budget it costs to make a play is $10 million for Broadway. So you can kind of see the argument for it. But on the against side, the artistic side, it makes you a little bit sad that, you know, somebody sitting in the audience with one of these, oh, that's funny, that's not funny, can be deciding whether something goes to Broadway. What do you think? Let me know if you want to leave a comment in the comment section. And maybe, you know, one day you'll get one of these dial testers and be able to affect Broadway musicals. All right, it's Diane Banks at Diane_Banks over on Twitter. Also voice123.com/Diane Banks, and here every day on Twitter. Take care. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.